Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at American Resource Corporation. This stock we haven't covered in about a month, and man has this stock done taken a full stride. So the last time we looked at this stock, we were here on September 10th, 2025, and the stock was sitting right around $2 a share, which is a far cry from the over $4 a share that it hit into on today. So now, given it did not end up closing but about 382, but it did end up peaking a high at $4.20 a share. So that means that this stock has completely turned a 100% basis just within the past 30 days. So that is something that's really great to check into. Also, if you go back into July, whenever this stock was under $1, whenever we had first started covering this stock, not too much before July, this stock has almost completely quadrupled since that time period whenever we had first fell into this stock and got everything covered. So this stock has definitely been one to see and watch it grow, and how it's completely exploded is something to behold. So there's been quite a few things that have came through that is what is driving this stock straight up, but need to be careful with how fast this stock has been rocketing up. And I know it sounds a little bit different than most of my on keys, where if a stock's going up, it's going to continue up. But this stock has exploded with not a whole lot of cap behind it. So there is a lot of hype on American Resources right now. So I would be careful with where you're at on this stock right now. So I'm currently holding. I'm not necessarily selling yet, and I'm definitely not buying any at this point in time until we see where the Q3 comes in for this stock, because the Q3 will be able to determine if they're going to continue with their market evaluations going more forward looking than kind of where they've been stagnated a little bit. But that's where a lot of this new news is going to come in, that is going to show a little bit more to where this market that they're pushing should increase. And that's what I'm waiting on for the Q3, so y'all stay tuned for that video whenever it comes in. But as of right now, American Resources have announced a 141% expansion of their Noblesville Critical Mineral Refining Facility. So they are expanding that Noblesville facility, and the expansion is going to enable production of over 200 metric tons annually of 99.9 to a even more pure defense element, including a whole array of these specific specialty defense metals that is being used in a great array of different ways and different resources. So the expansion is going to open their footprint over 16,500 square feet. So that's going to take their normal facility and completely just explode their production with all of that. So that is one of the great big things that they have going on. Another one that they have is, and this is one of the big drivers of why the stock has skyrocketed over the past week, is that now American Resources ReElement signs a rare earth offtake deal with POSCO, and so that is what started all of this craziness that's going on with this stock. So on Monday, they had ReElement Technologies signing this long-term offtake partnership with POSCO. International America is where POSCO is kind of coming into. So, and they're looking at doing this to strengthen US's rare earth refining capabilities. So the partnership is going to combine the ReElements chromatographic separation platform with POSCO's industrial expertise and aiming to support sustainable supply chains for defense, clean energy, and advanced technologies. So the key elements in this is going to include them creating a joint task force for being able to source all these rare earth metals, initial oxide offtake scaling to more than 3,000 metric tons by 2030, being able to co-develop also a whole new set of refining capacity for ReElements facilities and also POSCO's facilities as well, where they're going to bring everything together and push for a greater and larger energy production for all of these rare earth metals. So that's something that's going to be absolutely amazing as well for all of this. So, but then the latest, what ended up coming out just on Friday, is that American Resources is expanding their Marion refining capacity to 2,500 to 3,500 metric tons annually. So that's going to be also showing their Noblesville facility scaling up into the 250 plus metric tons annually of their ultra pure defense elements, with initial production of separated and purified rare earth oxides, which is where that PESCO is coming into play, helping their facilities also be able to bring out more purity, more materials, more rare earth, and things of that nature. So the Marion Phase 1's expansion is going into that 25 to 3,500 metric tons per year of magnet-grade separated rare earths, battery materials, and antimony, with ability to add additional production lines. Now, this is the big one that I've been talking about since the beginning of American Resource Corporation, is that once they were going to get this off the ground and actually start being able to recycle batteries, because that's something that, as of right now, nobody in the world is really doing. Batteries are just building up and blowing up and just completely being staged and housed in all these unstable conditions, and they have been deemed unrecyclable. But American Resources has flipped the script on that and found a way to be able to recycle those materials, which is where I see American Resources having a huge step forward, just in that alone being a one of its kind, especially in America, not just talking about their mining operations. So that's my big play for American Resources, is seeing how that is pursuing forward and pushing into all of this as well. So their Phase 1 is looking at occupying approximately 40,000 square feet within their 400,000 square foot facility. So it's just going to start out as a small order as it's being pushed and the technology is getting better, and then being able to actually source these batteries and materials and things of that nature for them to start getting more into the depths of recycling these batteries. So to date, ReElement has ordered, identified, and also begun installation more than 60% of the equipment required for Marion's initial contracted growth phase. So once that's complete, then that super site will be able to provide their large-scale refining capacity for all of these batteries and rare earth metals and additional defense elements as well. So that in itself is what I think is going to end up holding this stock in this upward trend as it's going right now. But since they haven't finished anything yet, their profits have not been able to push out just yet. So it's a little bit hard to say if this stock is going to dip or if it's going to continue on this bull run. But as it stands right now, they've been on a pretty solid bull run for the past 3 months. Doesn't necessarily look like they're going to end up slowing down either, even though they had a really harsh Q2. They still, even with that harsh Q2, they only had a little bit of a drawback, a very, very short week on the bears, and then they have just continued a pretty solid bull trend all the way up into today. So I hope y'all liked the video. I hope I was able to get y'all up to speed on everything American Resources. So if you liked the video, drop a like, comment if there's anything that I might have missed, or if there's something else about American Resources that you want to see kind of touched on, or you know, you can ask your questions in the comments below on if I missed anything from their re-element side, or even some of their other market capitalizations that they're doing as well, because American Resources is a very, very diverse company. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next video. See y'all come back now, you hear?